Now, from the Three Rivers Casino Resort Sports Desk, KEZI 9 Sports with Nick Ursay.
Oregon State women's basketball's perfect record at Gill Coliseum comes to an end Sunday afternoon after a 58-50 loss to USC. Brett Taylor on the biggest difference maker in the game between the Beavers and Trojans.
Well, it really all came down to rebounding, plain and simple as that. Oregon State really didn't have a presence in the paint, while USC did. In fact, the Beavers allowed a season-worst 51 rebounds to the Trojans today, 18 of which came on the offensive boards, which allowed USC to score 20 second-chance points. And when you think about the difference being in this game just 8 points, those 20 second-chance points really made a difference. And look, it was extremely uncharacteristic from this Beaver squad, who's had a lot of success in the paint this season. Give USC, though, a lot of credit in this one. They did their homework, and they took advantage of this Beaver team, who was without their star forward in Reagan Beers, who went out with an injury this past Friday in the Beavers' win, of course, against UCLA. But let's turn over now to some of the positives. The core identity of this team defense remained intact despite the loss. The Beavers holding the Trojans to their worst shooting performance of the season, and star guard Juju Watkins to her worst shooting performance of her career. 18% for the star guard, 6 of 32. She still definitely had an impact, but not the impact that she's had in several of these key games throughout the season. So what's Oregon State's plan for moving forward? Well, for head coach Scott Rueck, it's focusing on the core principle of this team. Defense, keep thriving on it, and the shots will eventually fall. But for Talia von Oelhoffen, it's making sure that they get this rebounding struggle figured out and that it never happens again for this team.
I think the identity is defense. Offense flows from that. And now as we, kind of either reconfigure or get back to whole, I mean, we're feeling great, we're feeling great about ourselves. And so shore up the rebounding today, maybe we win.
I mean, I was proud of our defensive effort, but I think boards in the fourth quarter killed us. And that's unacceptable. I was really disappointed in that from my team. So I think just going forward, I predict that that's not going to happen again, and I'm taking accountability for that, making sure that we have 5 box outs every possession, and I don't want to lose the boards one more time this year. So I think that's what I'm looking at going forward.
Now, if Beers is out for any sort of significant time moving forward, the Beavers will have to continue to rely heavily on players like Tamia Gardner, who finished with a career-high night of 22 points in this loss to USC. But they're going to need her and several others to really step up when it comes to rebounding, especially as they hit the road to take on the Washington schools later on this week. Reporting in Gill Coliseum, Brett Taylor, KEZI 9 Sports.